Alright, I'm gonna kind of start off doing like a day in the life type of thing. Partially because everybody wants to be a mechanic, field mechanic, and lately it's been nothing but a pain in the fucking ass. And you need to know that if you want to do this shit for a living, this door is all froze up here, so I just opened it to make sure I had my welder and stuff for this next job, and I've been having to park this outside because the shop is full there. But now I can't get the door closed. Fuck. Okay. It's frickin' cold out. Every day is frickin' cold. I don't know if I'm fucking burnt out from the winter or what, but I'm really getting tired of being fucking cold all the time and working out in this bullshit. It's not bad, but by the time the winter's over, you're so ready for spring. Okay, let's hope nothing like that happens while we're out on the job. Anyway, so where I'm going this morning, it's about 5:30 here, and where I'm headed to is Mankato, Saskatchewan. So from where I'm at, that's a pretty good drive. That's damn near 3 hours in the service truck, because this thing doesn't break any land speed records, and we had some more snow last night, so the road's going to be not that great. But anyway, this is for an outfit that they're drilling helium around here, and we basically got to weld these hooks onto the ends of the onto the dolly legs of the trailer, and then up to the frame so that they can chain them up. Look at all these white tails. They got nowhere to go. It's too snowy. Every time they leave the road, they're just sinking down into the snow. Hopefully they turn left, because I gotta turn right. My wife and I just followed like 2 deer yesterday for about 4 miles down the gravel road, just going super slow. Go left, go left, go left, go left. Some are going left, some are going right. Well, that's the worst case scenario, I guess. So at this rate, it could be about a 10-hour drive to Mankato. Anyway, I'll show some pictures, I guess, of these hooks that I'm talking about, and I'll see if I can get around these deer without running them over. I kind of feel bad because they're gonna end up running so damn hard. Some of them have left. See, that's what happens. You get 2 of them that just start running even harder and harder and harder. And they'll never leave. So, I don't know, you kind of feel bad chasing these poor buggers all the way down the road. But at the same time, you gotta frickin' make a mile. But, there's no road approaches now for probably 4 miles again, so these guys, well, I'll slow her down, I guess, but there the one went into the snow. Let's try to get this next guy. There he goes. Okay. So we're good there. So I'll put some pictures in on what I've been doing on these helium trailers. I probably won't film too much of it because I don't want to get myself in trouble or this helium outfit, because, well, that's just the way it is nowadays. You know, if I was to be welding there, and it might end up being some deer laying down on the ground there, and then they'll have to make it a deer sanctuary instead of a helium purification plant, because someone will get all up in arms about it. Well, this is pretty typical to the roads that I've been driving this winter. It's been pretty frequent lately of just snowy, bad roads. This is way more snow than we usually get around these parts. And the trouble is it blows so bad. So we'll get sometimes only like an inch of snow, but it's a fresh, fluffy inch of snow. And the wind will just take it and make these massive drifts everywhere. And this is not typical. This looked like, you know, an inch or two, maybe even more snow that didn't blow at all. Like, this is just a straight hanging kind of snow. But anyway, it just makes the road tricky to drive on. You know, like if I meet somebody, I'm gonna have to slow it right down, because I'm pretty sure I'm just in the middle of the road. But I guess this is what happens when you're out before the plows and you get a fresh dump of snow the night before. So we're just kind of taking it easy. But yeah, this will be at least a 3-hour drive to get to where I need to go today. So that's one way. So I'll have about a 6-hour day just in driving, and that doesn't include any of the work. I probably got close to 6 hours worth of work to do here. So yeah, this is it's pretty tricky when you get going out to places this far away. Like, I don't go out here for general repair type of stuff. I only go out here for this helium outfit, and the reason for that is basically I look after all the helium plants around my town and the neighboring one, and then there's kind of this one out here that they get me to look at as well. And they reimburse me for a trailer tester that I have. It's basically, I just put air to it, and then it's got its own battery inside it, and I can run the lights and the air brakes and everything off of that without needing a truck hooked up to the trailer or anything. And it's got a remote control and all that, so I can do the brakes from underneath. But that was almost $4,000 for that box. So I kind of wonder if they don't get me out here because they've paid the money to have the tester. I'm not really sure, but with the mileage that they pay and then the hourly rate, they're paying a lot of money to have me sitting on my ass, which I don't mind, because it's about the easiest money I get. But it does make for a pretty long day, and you really don't get that much work done. So, but anyway, I just thought I'd show you these road conditions here, because this has been kind of what's tiring me out lately too. Is it's just been driving on roads like this a lot, and well, it's just taxing over time, you know. You make a pit stop. Your biggest expense you'll have. I gotta fill up here in Shaunavon because I don't have enough fuel capacity to make it to Vancouver and then back to this Shaunavon fuel station. So this is kind of just a little top up, and then once I get back from Vancouver, I'll have to top up again. But the last time I went to Vancouver, I had to stop in Cadillac to some Husky or whatever fuel station it was, and it wasn't a very good price on fuel, and I'd like to avoid that. So anyway, we're back on the road again. But yeah, fuel is a huge expense. I think in 2022, just at the co-op, on the card lock, and that's just for the business. Spent $18,000. It was like $17,800 or something, just on fuel for the year. So that's and I don't idle my truck and stuff like a lot of guys do. Like when I get to the job site, truck gets shut off unless it's super cold out or something and I'm coming in for warm-up breaks and whatnot. But yeah, that's a big expense, an underrated one. So, well guys, we made her to the plant finally. Took a long time. I think about, well, it was about 3.5 hours, 270 kilometers. So all right guys, well, I got that done. So I should have filmed it, but it's 12:30 right now, but basically every 3 months this company will get every trailer chassis inspected. So I had to do that as well on that same unit that had the potential brake recall, and everything was fine on that. I'll insert some pictures of what I found on there and kind of what they're talking about, but it wasn't a problem with this trailer. Everything was just the way it should be, which I was happy about, because otherwise you got to pull the wheels and you know, adjust that spring cover and stuff. And wasn't too into that today, but in all honesty, it actually went pretty well. The weather was actually pretty good. Once the sun came up, it started to warm up pretty decent. So now I'm just leaving this place, and I got to go to the town East End, which is on my way home anyway. And then there's another helium plant there, and I got to do the welding on the dolly leg for that sand pad again. So probably not going to film that. Maybe unless I'm out there by myself, I'll film it and stuff. But we'll see what happens, I guess. But it's going to take me probably 2 hours anyway to get to East End plant. So we'll catch you there. Well, we're starting to get a little white again, so it must be getting close to home. Pretty close to East End now. Stopped in Shaunavon, got a coffee. If you're from Canada, you probably know all the debates about the Tim Hortons and which lid is better, and Tim Hortons seems to always be switching up their lids, and might not be a popular opinion, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Co-op, they got the best lids out there, and Tim Hortons and that couldn't even hold a candle to them. So that'll settle that debate, at least from my perspective. So we're probably 20 minutes from East End now, so, and that probably only gonna take an hour to weld those hooks on. I got all the material that I need, so just gotta grind them, weld them, and on to the next one. Okay. So this is what I use to weld with on the road. It's just a little Miller Max Star. These are actually a pretty expensive little welder. Probably not like, you know, you're not going to go making a living with it or something. But it's pretty damn good for this application. And then I just run it with my generator. I got a compressor generator combination unit, and it works really nice for that. Rods. here is basically they're worried about this sand pad coming off because they've had that happen. Because what happens, sorry, what happens is it gets froze to the ground, and then when they come to get the trailer, they're forcing the ice and everything to break loose, and it's breaking a pin inside that leg. So basically I'm going to weld these on, you know, a set on each side, and then there'll be a chain that comes down to connect the two loops, and then if it does come apart, it's not going to fall down on the highway. I was originally just butting this up to the bottom here like this and welding it on both sides. Then I kind of thought, you know what, this will be way faster and plenty good enough. And it's kind of a temporary solution because they're getting rid of this pad. It's just, I don't know, not yet I guess. So I'm going to go ahead and weld these out fully, and we'll see how I did. the best, not the worst. Not bad for a mechanic. It'll hold plenty good enough. I don't really love them top ones, but I don't know, these ones are alright. Freaking getting kind of cold out. My fingers are cold anyway. Looking to get this freaking wrapped up and done. I got one more trailer to go to closer to home once I get this done. So I'm kind of trying to hustle through it. And I'm just using 6011 just because they run easily, and it's kind of snowing, and the shit from up top is kind of melting when you weld it down onto there, and some other rods just won't handle that type of stuff very easily. And for what it is, 6011 is plenty capable. I'm gonna pack up the tools and I'll film here once I get back in the truck. Alright. Time to go just full Ritchie Brothers on it. Wind, cold, snow, it's all good. Gotta account for your windage out here. Just so my welds don't rust away right away. Even though with this top quality paint job and painting conditions, probably gonna rust away right away anyways. But sometimes it's a thought that counts, right? Okay, that's it for this one. We're not making chains for this one because we ran out of the slip hooks, but it's probably not a big deal because the way it works is like once this trailer's full, another one will come back, dump off, the guy will take this one, and then they're just going to swap the chains from one trailer to another. So this is another fun drive. So we're pretty close to that next plant that I'm supposed to go to, but there's just these drifts kind of over the road, and I mean you can only see the next bit of gravel, and then you just kind of point your wheels straight and hope for the best. But I mean there's some deep snow we're pushing there. It's just it's fluffy, so you can kind of keep plowing through it. But I've been going at her for a while now and I haven't got stuck, so I don't know that I will, but it's there it's alright, well this is the last one that I had to do for these, so yeah, it's not bad for a mechanic. I used my needle scaler to clean it up this time. I kind of like that better. It tends to not leave as many little BBs and stuff, but yeah, that'll work. If she ever does come down, that ought to catch it. So my wife's cousin has a CNC plasma table, so that's who cut the hooks for me. I probably would have just done them with a torch if I had to do them, or if, you know, there wasn't a guy locally that had a table like that, but it's much easier and overall better if he just does it instead of me trying to dick around with my torch. But anyway, I'm gonna take off and get to the next job. So the next job is finishing up a clutch. Well, actually it's supposed to be a clutch, and then I only drained 1.5 liters out of the transmission. And when I pulled the PTO pump, the one gear in the transmission, I'd like to know actually which gear it was, but I'd have to look to figure it out because I'm not smart enough to know. But yeah, that gear was shot, so we put a different transmission in it. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna head to that next job now, which we put a new transmission into a Kenworth W900. A week I think before the tranny went, I did a clutch on it, or not a clutch, sorry, a fuel injector. So shitty timing there, but what do you do? So yeah, now we needed a new Chelsea PTO for it, so we got that now. So I'm just heading there to go put the pump on, and then I can fill it up with oil, put the pump PTO drive shaft in, and then I will take it for a drive. But yeah, that'll be a nice one to get out of the way. And I'm just working so many hours here trying to get everything done, because next week I'm going to Vegas for Con Expo. So yeah, I'm just trying to get some things cleaned up here before we take off, because I don't want to, can't find them, grind them. I'm trying to get this done, you know, so I don't want to have guys with equipment that I downed and then take off for a week. So just gonna get her all cleaned up around here, and then I should be able to take the week off without feeling too guilty. So anyway, I'll see if I can get some footage at the next job. I'm not 100% sure that we will, but do what I can, I guess. All right. Well, guys, this is probably going to be a super lame day in the life since my footage abilities are pretty lousy. So I do apologize for that. But right now it's 8 o'clock, and I'm headed towards home, but I'm trying to get a hold of another person. I got one more job. I had a call today for a cat loader that quit running. Now they said it quit running and now it won't crank or run, obviously. So I'm not 100% sure what the deal is with that, but I told him, like, I'm not here next week, so I pretty much got today because tomorrow's fully booked. So I'm just trying to get a hold of them though. They're both old, and you know, they probably just got a landline, and I don't know what the deal is, but anyway, I'm trying to get a hold of them. I'd like to run out there and at least diagnose that thing for them before I shut her down. But if not, this is the direction that I gotta go home anyway. So but yeah, 8 o'clock and we're just shutting her down. So I don't know how many hours I would have actually billed today. Well, I haven't really stopped. I haven't had a chance where I wasn't billing today. So call it 5:30 to 8:30 now by the time I get home. Plus the mileage. What have I got on the odometer here? 568 kilometers so far, and I got 20k to go till I get home. So we'll be 588 kilometers, so almost 600 kilometers in a day. That's a pretty good day for me though. Like, I don't generally drive that much, like I said. All in all, pretty good day. Was pretty fired up this morning when that cabinet was iced shut, but pretty much a day in the life. That's a big day. Keep in mind, they're not all like that. And in all honesty, self-employed and the type of business that I have, there's pretty much no 2 days that are even similar. So to do these day in the life, I could pretty much do a new one every day, because every day is so different, but that's kind of what keeps it fun. I never really did like the repetitive stuff, so doing what I do now is pretty enjoyable. But yeah, that's pretty much a day. So thanks for watching, and yeah, I appreciate that.